Every now and then, a film comes along that changes everything.
What were we talking about?
This is the story of how a person got from point A to point Z. Step 1, the cupcakes.
I recognized then the true nature of the cupcakes I consumed.
Step 2, the deal.
Meet me with the money at 3.
Oh no.
Jane!
Yep, it's pretty funny.
Come on, man, it's gonna be transformative.
Anna Faris, John Krasinski, Danny Masterson, and
Carrot Top.
Smiley Face.
That was intense.
See what all the buzz is about.
Okay.
So I was really big into film, especially in the early 90s. I'm still big into film, but I would see movies several times a week, regularly at the Broadway Theater, regularly at the Place Royale. So this Greg Araki guy, I bumped into quite a bit in the early 90s. And I remember after seeing Totally Fucked Up and The Doom Generation and Nowhere, I officially threw up my hands and said, I don't like this dude.
Yeah.
Don't like him. I see his name on it. You know what? I'm less interested.
I will say this: if first impressions are a thing, my first impression of is it Greg Araki? Is that how we're saying
I
that?
think that's right. I could be wrong.
It's
It is Araki. Araki. I don't
okay. Well, here at Rackham Review, we try and get at least the pronunciation of our
Phonetically, Araki.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If first impressions are a thing, he really whiffed and swung out with the Doom Generation. That's actually one of the movies I hated them. I have to say, if there was a top 10 of movies I hate the most, that would be up there. It was a really sort of
ugly exploitation cheapo movies, and no matter how bad they were, he kept on being allowed to make another one. It was really amazing.
It wasn't nowhere at least sort of critically applauded.
I guess it's in certain art house circles. That was pretty much where I threw up my hands. But I mentioned all this negative.
Also, he did one of the Jordan Gordon-Levitt, that reflective skin, which apparently got a lot of like.
I mentioned all this
nods.
shit because I couldn't have been more pleasantly surprised by Smiley Face, because it's not exploitive at all. There's no needless gratuitous sex or violence for the sake of needless gratuitous sex or violence. And it handles a fairly delicate balancing act of a comedy incredibly well. I don't think any of it would have been accomplishable without a strong central performance of Anna Faris, because what we have here is a woman who consistently makes the wrong decision, but we're consistently with her. We recognize it's a bad decision, but we get why she's doing
making it. Yes.
I would say that maybe the effects of the hit start to wear off a little bit in the third act for me, but for the most part, it is a consistently odd, funny movie.
And
I couldn't have been more pleasantly surprised by that.
It's a very funny movie. I laughed really, really hard. Actually, this movie gave me a couple of things I didn't know that I needed, let alone wanted. I have to say, is that Danny Masterson from the '70s show?
Hyde, yeah.
There's this quick shot of him actually fucking a skull that made me laugh uncontrollably.
It's the screensaver on Lee's computer now.
Yes.
Well, the movie is just filled with specific odd details like that. She, again, we're not sure if that's real or not, but it get put in her head by someone else that he's the type of dude that would be a skull fucker. So the movie chooses to visualize that. But again, Greg Araki, or however you say his name, would have been more implicitly graphic with that. In this one, he's trying to shock us into laughter, not just shock us for the sake of shocking us. And the trick is well, here's the setup. Anna Faris is wake and baking one day.
Yeah.
And
you get the impression that she's done this quite a bit.
Yep. But she has a list of things that she's got to do. She's got to pay the bills. She's got an audition that she's got to go to. And she's decided that she's got to make these brownies because she eats all the brownies in the fridge, but because she's had the munchies.
Weren't they cupcakes actually?
Or cupcakes, pardon me. She's gonna make more cupcakes to replace the ones she ate out of the fridge. The catch was the ones that she had out of the fridge were completely laced with marijuana. So on top of all the weed she already ate, she ate like a half dozen toxic.
She has so much THC in her body that there's more THC than blood, I'm sure, at that point.
Like, it would have been hard work for her to watch TV for the rest of the day. So now she's got this obstacle, and it is herself.
Yes.
And like we say, she's consistently making bad decisions. I guess her plan initially seems solid, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant in her own mind. And the thing is that we sort of understand how she got from A to Z.
Yeah. Step 1, buy more weed. Well, she has to replace the weed cupcakes. So I guess that sort of makes sense. But then she's got to figure out how to pay back the dealer and pay the power bill,
which she is,
and make this audition.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a movie of sort of chapters and like this Herculean exhausting quest that she goes on.
Yeah.
And Anna Faris has this sort of bewildered, glassy-eyed expression, and she's trying so hard, but she is debilitatingly stoned, and it's hilarious.
It is a well-rounded, well-executed character. I will say that. Kudos both to the screenwriter and also Anna Faris for really sort of hitting out of the park. She is by far one of the greatest stoner characters in all of filmdom. I will say that. Her character is great.
It's not the character that we're going to see from like Rory Cochrane in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Or that you would see like the Sean Penn character in Fast Times.
Yeah.
Like that's the default, dude, what the hell, man? Like completely locked out. She's still on a basic level a fairly intelligent person.
Yeah.
But she's just, everything is being seen through this filter of stupid. And she's, it's like trying to juggle with one hand.
Her critical thinking skills are definitely
but it comes across that she's trying and that she's smart. She's not dumb. She's not just like a brain dead. Like, she's trying to navigate it. She's fighting her way through it.
Yeah.
And her struggle becomes our struggle. Like, we want her to do well, and we lament all of these terrible decisions that she makes. One of the more cringeworthy is trying to sell weed to the woman she was auditioning.
Oh my God. See, here's something else that I think the script does really well, because there's certain points where I wonder if some of this was some of this was in her head, and then there's another version of that, and we do get that one. I kind of, like, did she actually try and sell weed to the audition person, and then what else she sees?
Leaves the place. Also, like you say, interesting supporting characters. John Krasinski is in this movie.
And bravo for John Krasinski for doing this role too.
He's got a weird name, Bremner or
I can't remember. Yeah.
He's this hopelessly nerdy character.
Yeah.
I almost cringe at how much I relate to some of the stuff in that character.
Yeah.
Like, the Danny Masterson character you're talking about was this easily make fun of nerd. Like, he's a hardcore nerd, but who takes it way too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, there's the stuff he likes, and everybody else is fucking stupid type of nerd, right?
Yeah.
And John Krasinski is more of this sort of, like, weird...
hapless...
kind of pathetic nerd.
But even he has his, breaking point with Anna Faris.
This is a brilliant sort of montage of like the things that led to him falling in love with her.
Which is another thing I didn't know that I need, or didn't even know I wanted, but once again, brilliant.
She does nothing to win his affection at all. In fact, a lot of the times she's like half asleep on the couch.
But doesn't she come out of a bathroom at once with like toilet paper, like
sort of to her face? Or something. But every time he sees her, he's just slowly falling more and more in love with her. Yeah. And it's one of these projection romances for some reason. He just represents something that he feels he can never have.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, she kind of uses this guy because she knows he likes him, and she's having trouble navigating the world, and he gets sucked into her vortex. Is kind of peripherally a victim of her misadventure.
Yep. Yeah. Another thing I'll say is the filmmakers really understood the pot subculture really well, but also sort of the inner narrative dialogue that potheads can...
Chain of logic.
I think they really got that bang on. There's a monologue, which I'll have you, no word of a lie, I think is one of the best comedic monologues in the past decade at least. Shout out to the writer, and I really should find the name of the man of the, or at least the people that did this, who wrote this.
Dylan Haggerty is the credited screenwriter on it.
Okay. There's a monologue involving her where I think she's just chilling out finally. Amid all the chaos, she has a moment of sort of tranquility where she muses about lasagna. I like lasagna. And it then segues into like President Garfield.
Garfield, the cat, likes lasagna.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get a picture of President Garfield. There's just this way.
It's so beautifully written. And it's sort of just in a capsule. It sort of signifies what this character really, really is. Sweet, innocent, not good at making decisions. Just randomly spirals through life.
She has to be in Venice at 3 o'clock, and she stumbles upon a sausage truck that's pointed south. Venice is south. I will hide in the back of the sausage truck and have a nap and assume it will drive me to Venice. Like, no, girl. No. No. Or just the shiny happiness, the optimism she has when she starts her day.
Yeah.
She's way too stoned to drive, which was another hilarious scene of her trying to back her car out of the garage. It was just brilliantly done. Every time the car moves slightly, she feels like she's going way too fast. And then she ends up trying to catch a bus and then being way too friendly to... This is my first time taking a bus to Los Angeles. This is going to be amazing.
Doesn't she trip over like a little boy and breaks his airplane?
Breaks his toy car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything goes bad, but we keep cheering for her, and I guess this is where I'm going to step into spoiler territory.
Okay.
One of the many things that impressed me about Smiley Face is that it didn't end in a place that I was expecting. I thought somehow miraculously in the end she was going to pull this out, or some circumstance would just fall into her lap, which was going to undo all of these problems.
Yeah.
And nope.
Nope.
She loses her beloved bed. She doesn't, she...
Right, I forgot about the bed, because that becomes a focal point in the third act.
Yeah. Her drug dealer, who she owes money to, if she doesn't give him his money, he's going to come sell her furniture to get the money that he's owed, and she's living in terror of losing that bed. And it would almost be like you're from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
He really tied the room together. She loved that, and you thought she would get it, but in the end, she's busted.
Yep.
She's busted for all her crimes, and she has to do like a sick amount of community service hours, and it ends with her picking garbage on the side of the whole highway.
Yeah.
And in spite of that not being the ending that you want or expect, it feels appropriate, and we're not left in a place of like...
It's the ending that she and I think the movie deserves.
Yeah, and it's not... But it doesn't leave you feeling, oh, that sucks. You're not like, oh, shit. You still have a smile on your face at the end of the movie. You're just kind of nodding like, yeah. That's what happens, right? Like, maybe we wanted her to win in the end, and maybe, that would have been the obvious option. But in the real world, when you consistently fuck shit up that much,
when you throw in the air this ancient communist text, and essentially destroy, which would probably be worth hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million or something. You're going to jail. And kudos for them for going there. Because usually a lot of these pot comedies, our heroes win, despite ludicrous odds.
Or you'd think that at the end they just say at the last minute, you know what, let's change this ending. This ending's too down. But they stuck with it. And it works. Like I said, I didn't feel like miffed that it didn't all work out. It seemed weirdly appropriate. And in a way, she almost seemed okay with it. But having the cuffs put on, all of her problems are going to go away. And she can start with a clean slate and maybe do something with her degree.
Perhaps. I just sort of, I love the ending. I thought it would have been even funnier, in her like sort of weird stone haze somehow have a matching outfit to a chain gang. She changed her clothes at least a couple of times in that movie.
She's
and
not
just
rewarded.
in a stone haze wanders in and becomes part of the group. But
she's not rewarded for her behavior, but
Yes.
nor is she ever really a villain. You know what I mean?
yeah, she did. There's a couple of moments where
She makes bad decisions. But
the first 20 minutes, it took me a while for her to like her. I'll say that much. I can totally understand why her roommate officially hates her. He's so angry. And he does that slow motion turn showing his face.
anyway, we like Smiley Face.
No, I pleasantly surprised with Smiley Face. Like I said, I can't believe this was the same filmmaker as Doom Generation and Nowhere.
Yeah, it will. I have to reassess things, I guess.
Yeah, I heard he's gotten better,
Yeah.
and this is proof that he's gotten better. This is a very, very funny movie. I was pleasantly surprised by it. Anna Faris is great.
Yeah.
There's a couple of brilliant monologues. I also want to sort of mention that scene in the meat factory. Once again, I think it's a brilliantly written and executed scene of her
She
trying
tries to stir up union rights in the sausage factory by giving a great speech, but it's not such a great speech.
And in her mind, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But the reality, the execution, we see both sides.
Yeah.
Here's a question, and I tried to ask it. There are certain moments where we see a certain reality coming from inside Anna Faris's head.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's how she saw it or how it really happened?
I think several times we're seeing her worst case scenario manifesting.
Yes.
Like the skull fucking, like the evidence taking the bed away from her.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Do you think she actually tried to sell weed to her person that she's auditioning for, and she totally freaked out?
I read that as straight.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was one of the questions I had for it is, I wonder if there's certain things in this movie where it's through her eyes and not actually happening. Because we do get that scene later where we see the speech through two different lenses.
Well, and we see it in that scene when she gives the audition and she sort of convinces herself that she nailed it, and she clearly did not nail it.
It just seemed her what's the actor's name?
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch's reaction seemed, hugely over the top, and I kind of wonder.
That's Jane Lynch. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. She's funny, but she's not a subtle actress. Never has been. And I kind of liked her playing that super straight character.
Yeah.
Like, no nonsense doesn't say it. She just doesn't suffer fools at all, and she marks Anna Faris as a fool and instantly hates her.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I read her. They were not going to get along. I think even if she'd come in there stone cold sober, she wasn't going to get that audition. But again, for me, it's the little things. I love at the very beginning after she realizes that that she's drugged herself with all the cupcakes. Yeah. She says, "I need to make a plan," and then her face just rests, and then this caption comes up and it says 19 minutes later. And she hasn't moved. That makes me laugh.
Yeah.